What up? What up, lovely people? I hope y'all are doing well out there today. Um, First of all, I'm gonna take a few minutes and give some time for people to join in. I hope everybody is safe, number one, and I hope you all are still in good spirits and spending time with your family and taking advantage of this opportunity while we all work through this whole adjustment to our new reality. Our new day to day life. For me personally, it's been pretty cool, but I'll get into more of that in a little bit. If you're on here already, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to actually go and I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I need you to go subscribe. I need you to go subscribe. On YouTube, it's Young Gurus Math Tutoring. All right. And if you're not subscribed to that channel, there are over 200 math videos that you can use to help your elementary day and getting through this trying to. So let's get to it in just a second. Let's see. Come on, yo. All right, there we go. Just joining. I hope you're doing lovely and getting through this. Let's see. All right. Video. All right, there we go. Just joining. I hope you're doing lovely. Let's go. And all right, so here we go. Let's get right into the information. So 5G communication. Those of you that are joining, I appreciate you all for joining. Today, I'm really just going to give a simple lesson on how you can teach your children math using 5G communication while you're at home. I know a lot of parents, I've been talking to people and they're trying to figure out, how do I get my work done for the job, as well as continue the learning environment for my child or my children that I'm at the house with while we are on this shelter in place situation. So one of the things I want to talk about is 5G communication. We live in a very technologically driven world and everybody has cell phones. Like kids have cell phones sometimes before they're even 5 years old. And so we all are on these cell phones and these different devices. And the latest technology is 5G. Before there was 3G, then there was 4G, and now there's 5G. And 5G, according to the definition, is 5G is the fifth generation of wireless communications technology. So it's the fifth generation of wireless communication technology. And for some of you all, you work all the time and you may not always have the opportunity to really indulge and get interactive with your child's education as you would like to. But I want to use that acronym or that scenario, that 5G communication, on how to help you get through this situation with your child and continue to keep them up to speed with the mathematics. So the 5Gs, the first G is you want to gauge. And by definition, a gauge is an instrument or a device used for measuring the magnitude or amount of something, okay? The instrument that's used to measure the magnitude or the amount of something. And typically is used with a visual display, okay? So for example, in your cars, you have a temperature gauge. It's going to tell you whether your car is hot, whether it's warm, whether it's overheating, things like that. You have gauges that tell you how fast you're going. You have gauges on a thermometer, on your thermostat at the house. It tells you how warm or how cold your house is. And so with this, in regards to your child's mathematics, you want to take the time and gauge where they are. Now, I'm not talking about going into their grades and looking at their test scores and things like that. We're not going that deep. We're going to keep it simple for right now. That stuff is important, but at the end of the day, what I'm encouraging you to do is to have a real conversation with your child. Aside from their grades, ask them things like how well they're understanding the mathematics. You see what I'm saying? Some people might actually give them a small assessment to gauge where they are. You might actually gauge them where they are in regards to some assignments that their teacher has been giving them since they've been home. But you want to first of all gauge where your child is. And as you're gauging, you want to think about, are they below grade level? Are they at grade level? Are they above grade level? Now, typically when we talk about those three things to gauge, you want to involve test scores, but just in their mind, in their opinion, just have that conversation with your child or your children and gauge where they are in regards to the mathematics. From that, the next thing you want to do is you want to create a goal. Okay, so the second G is a goal. The first G is gauge, the second G is goal. You want to create a goal based upon this conversation that you all have to gauge where they are, and now you're going to create a goal. So what are you trying to accomplish with them while they are home? You see what I'm saying? Do you want to use this as an opportunity to try to catch them up if you know that they may have been previously struggling with mathematics? If they haven't been previously struggling, do you want to use this as an opportunity to help them get ahead? Do you want to use this as an opportunity, because a lot of parents are worried right now, well, what am I going to do if I'm in a state like Kansas where my child is no longer going to be going back to school the rest of the year? What am I going to do? I just saw from a lot of my Carolina family and colleagues and friends that school is closed until, I believe, like May 15th or mid-May. So what am I going to do about my child getting the information that they need for their current grade level? So you want to create a goal, and it doesn't have to be this big technical goal, but you want to create a simple goal. And as you're creating this goal, get the input from the child. It's their education. And while you're creating this goal, you're actually going to have them begin to take ownership of their education. Okay. So you want to create a goal. Also, what you want to do when you're talking about this goal, like this goal can be, it doesn't require a teacher lesson plan to create this goal. So this is going to help you spend time with your child and really get to see how they're feeling about their education and their math specifically, but you can use this for any other topic as well. So you want to gauge, you want to create a goal, and then the next thing you want to do is you want to come up with a game plan. The third G is a game plan. Now, as a former football coach, I always love practice and creating my game plan for the week. And a lot of times as coaches, what we would do is we would watch game film of the other team that we're playing so that we know how to, as a defensive coordinator, I would know what defense I want to run. Do I want to run zone? Do I want to run man? Do we need to watch for the run? Are they a passing team? What is your game plan? So in this game plan that you're coming up with your students at home, you want to figure out, first of all, things like what time are they going to do math? Set it at the same time every day so they know at 12:30, I've got to do math, okay? And also when we talk about that time, we want to know how long they're going to do math. Now, I'm not saying, I encourage you not to make your child sit and do math or all of their schoolwork, all the subjects for an extended period of time. Just because they go to school for 7 or 8 hours during a regular school day does not mean that they should be working on schoolwork for 7 or 8 hours while they're home. That is ludicrous, if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. Okay. You also want to think about the location. Are they going to be at the dining room table? Are they going to be at their desk in their room? Are they going to be in your office space? Where in the house is going to be their area to do schoolwork and to do math? So you want to know that. You also want to know what tools are they going to need. Are they going to need the iPad? Are they going to need the laptop? Are they going to use the desktop, whatever kind of computer? Are they going to do it on their phone? You want to know what tools they're going to need to execute this game plan, okay? Pencil, paper. Yes, people still use that. Are they going to actually have to use maybe like Google Docs or whatnot to submit their work? Part of this game plan may actually include work that their teachers have assigned. So that's also part of the game plan. But this is also going to include, I've been seeing reports of parents saying that my student completed all the work in like 2 days. Okay, so what do I do with them now? So with this game plan, we want to know what tools are they going to need to execute this game plan. Okay, so that's the 3 G's. All right, so G number 1 is gauge. G number 2 is create a goal. Okay, and then number 3, we create a game plan. Number 4, I think maybe the most important. You want to show grace. Okay, why do I say show grace? Because I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So first of all, my most difficult student is my older son. I have 2 sons, And my older teenage son, he used to be my most difficult student. He still is at times, but I had to learn to show grace. Why? Years ago, I remember we were sitting at the table, and I used to get so frustrated because I had come home from a long day of working with students, and this kid and that kid, they're jumping all over the place and doing all kinds of things. And so by the time I got home, it was like, this is my child. You're not about to sit here and act like you don't know what's going on. And I remember this particular day, we were doing math, and I went to slam my hand on the table just like that. I slammed my hand on the table, and before I knew it, I bumped into a bucket of mop water, knocked the entire bucket of mop water over, and my good button-up shirt fell into the mop water on the floor. So now I'm angry because of something that I did, but it made me reflect in that moment. You need to relax. You need to show this young man grace, because now I look like the fool. And he probably was laughing. He didn't laugh out loud because it's my son, you know. He know it would have made matters worse. But after that, I realized you need to show grace to your child at home, okay? Because he's not those other students. If you can go through the day and show grace towards these other students, you can't put your hand on them. You can't say certain things to the kids at the school. So you need to show grace. Show grace to our children. If they're not understanding it right off the bat, that's okay. Show grace. This is a good opportunity for you to work on their question asking. Okay. So if they're not understanding something in this lesson that you're going over with them, or whatever activity that it is that they're working on, work on helping them formulate good questions. Whether you know it or not, kids are Googling, they're asking questions to Google all day long. Okay. So show grace to your child. Don't get yourself worked up and start yelling and fussing and cussing because your child is not understanding the math or whatever work they're doing. And remember, you're probably not a teacher. Okay, so you're gonna start thinking about, man, what do these teachers go through? But show your child grace. And the fifth G, some of you may agree with me on this one, some of you may not. I'm just giving you these 5 G's. So G number 1 was gauge. You want to gauge where they are, gauge where they currently are academically, specifically in regards to mathematics or whatever other subject it is. Number 2, you want to create a goal. Number 3, you want to create a game plan. Number 4, you have to show grace to your child. And number 5, I think you should follow up with a gift, okay? Now, I'm not saying you give your child money. Whatever your gift is, that's fine, okay? That gift might be, okay, now they get to play the game. That gift might be, now they get to get on their devices. That gift might be, now they can go out in the yard and play. That gift might be, now they can take a nap. They can chill. That gift might be, now they can go raid the snack pantry or whatever it might be. But I think you should follow up with a gift. And we want to think about these gifts in a variety of ways. So you can start out with small gifts. It might be, hey, okay, after you executed the game plan, then now, or today's part of the game plan, then now you can relax. Now you can have some cookies or something, whatever it may be. I've been laughing because I've been seeing a bunch of parents talk about snack. And my children use the word snack too much. They think everything is a snack. But follow up with a gift. And it might be something small each day, but then at the end of the week, I believe you should offer some larger gift. You see what I'm saying? That gift might be, okay, it's the weekend, so you can chill. You don't have to work on academics today. But create a gift. And I think that once again, let them join in on creating what this gift is. You see what I'm saying? Because that's important. What these 5 G's are doing is, number 1, is helping you be able to start a routine so that eventually if you continue this routine, then it's gonna eventually be on autopilot. It also helps you out if you run out of work that the teachers have given your child and you still want to keep your child going, because regardless of what the situation is right now, most of us don't know when the kids are going to be back in the building of school. But at the same time, I think this is an opportunity to help us go back to the home front, where that's a major part of kids' education, the home front. In fact, to me, it's more important than the school part of it when they go to a building. So I think that this is going to give you an opportunity to communicate with your children, spend more time, really get to tap into their head and see what they're thinking and what's going on with them in their education, and just create that bond but it also creates a routine. It reduces your stress. Okay. We've gone through the first week last week, but now we're on week 2, and I want you all to get better as the weeks go by. I want the students to get used to a routine as the weeks go by, because when this is all said and done, as my 14-year-old says, we're going to look back on this one day, and it's just going to be a story that we laugh about, a story that we talk about, and hopefully for you and your child or your children, it can be a story that's a good story. You can look back and say, wow, you know what? Even though we were out of school, I was able to help my child close that gap in regards to what they were missing in mathematics and what they were missing at the school in whatever subject matter it is. But typically, you know, math and reading are those areas where students struggle a lot. So those are my 5 G's on how to teach math using 5G communication during the COVID-19 crisis, Corona crisis, CV, whatever you want to call it. But you want to use the 5 G's. Number 1, you want to gauge where your child currently is. Number 2, you want to create a goal. Number 3, you want to create a game plan. And then you want to execute that game plan after you create it. You want to show them grace. Number 4, show them grace as you're going through this game plan. And then number 5, you want to wrap it up with a gift. Okay, show them that they've earned something. And when you finish off with that gift, that's the good thing about gifts. A lot of times, especially if that's your child's love language, oh, that's going to make them be excited eventually to do the mathematics. And hopefully now as you go through this process, you're going to come out, your student is going to come out better on the other side of this. So I'm going to check the chat real quick to see if I have any questions. But that's all I have for you right now. Let me look and see if there are any questions. And let's see. I'm doing this from my phone, so. Let's see. I'm doing this from my phone, so. Thank you so much, Lanisha, for posting those in the chat. I appreciate you so much, so much, so much. I don't see any other questions in the chat, but if you have questions, please don't hesitate to DM me. Make sure if you're not subscribed to Young Gurus Math Tutoring YouTube channel, go subscribe right now. All right? Get your child that help. Don't stress yourself and get grades like I got up in here trying to teach math to your child when there's plenty of resources out there. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Y'all share this. Make sure you subscribe, like the page. You can catch me on Instagram. I was talking to a teacher earlier. Instagram. A lot of kids are like, oh, Facebook is for old people. Tell them to follow me on Instagram, younggurus_math tutoring. All right. And make sure that they go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, if you have a special request for a particular topic that you want me to do a video on or that you want me to cover on this Facebook Live, shoot me a DM. You could post it in the comments. That's cool with me, but I'm taking special requests. We will get through this. Remember, my motto is, I got the solution to your math problems. And if nobody has anything else for me, then deuces.